Hello, this is Mark T. Hosky, Content Manager with Control Engineering, CFD Media and Technology. I'm here at the Rockwell booth with Steve Mulder. Your title, Steve?
Hi, my name's Steve Mulder, and I'm the North American OEM Manager here at Rockwell Automation, and appreciate spending a few minutes with you.
Good. So what developments are being highlighted here today?
Well, we've got a lot going on in the booth. I think I'll talk about three big ones if we have the time to do that. The first one I was going to talk about was Emulate 3D. This is a solution that we've had for several years now that we continue to build out functionality, and it's really, we're seeing that E3D has been very impactful. It is an emulation software. We have the ability to take complete mechanical models, do the digital twin of those, and emulate the operation of those. So whether it's through a virtualized controller or through an actual controller connected to the model, we can do a full test and debug and performance check on a machine that's built in emulation.
What features and functions are particularly useful?
So we've seen people use this technology all the way from distribution centers where they've designed a complete virtual twin of a distribution center to check throughput and throw different scenarios at it to make sure before they ever built a piece of equipment is going to work. We also see OEMs, for instance, using it to show their customers a concept of a machine, to do the proof of a machine all the way through the building of that machine where they can spend less time on the floor, because once the mechanical design is done, the controls engineers can actually start to develop their code and run that machine in a virtual environment before it's built.
So it helps when you're implementing it, trying to get finished and running.
It does. We've had people, listen, whether it's finding mechanical challenges or more importantly, mechanical design that once you start to move them and implement it with controls, you find out that you may need to make changes. You can do all of those things in a shorter period of time and a lot of times without having to rework physical assets.
Okay, Steve, can you show us what do we have here?
I can. So here is an example of a new offering within our on-machine portfolio. So we have a lot of things. I/O, we have AC frequency drive solutions with our armored power flex that are on machine, but this is ArmorKinetix, and so this is our offering for on-machine servo, and we have both drives that can stand alone that can be mounted near the motor on the machine outside of the cabinet, or as you can see on the turret, we have motors that have the drive and the motor integrated, and we're really happy with how this turned out. We have the ability here to get a lot of power in a much smaller package, and because of the technology we're using, you can see we don't need cooling fins, we don't need to do anything special, so you're getting a very high-powered drive in a very small package that can be field mounted. In terms of where does this matter, this is really enabling OEMs to build flexible solutions, modular solutions. Imagine solutions where you may have to change out pieces of the machine down the road. Now all the servo motion, all the control for that can be built into that module and easily integrated. So it really allows a lot of flexibility in machine design.
That's great. And what do we have underneath the cabinet?
So under the cabinet is just is our controls that are running the demo. So the nice thing is when you have distributed control like that, the only modules you have in the cabinet are really just the power converter and the bus that sends power out. So this is the only thing you have in the cabinet, and now you can have a whole ring of servos outside of the cabinet deployed across the solution. So kind of the last thing I'd like to show you in the booth is what you see behind me is just you'd look at it and say, well, that's just a screen showing some performance data. And in general, you'd be right. But what we're excited about is we've designed a new ability, what we call data ready, to be deployed at an OEM machine, and it's integrated in part of our overall visualization package. And so what we're showing here is we have several machines around the show floor that are running, that are organizing and contextualizing data, egressing that data to the cloud, and it's being displayed here in what we call Plex, which is our MES solution. What's really unique about this is what's going on at the machine, which you don't see here, which is around the show floor today, is data that's being contextualized and stored in the controller. a solution that is an integrated visualization, data egress, and a remote access solution all in one. And so that data is being sent out, it's being used at the machine to show OEE at the machine that same data set is easily pushed out and made available for whatever application you want to use it for.
And what kind of benefits is that bringing customers?
Well, the biggest benefit is we've seen kind of this push-pull around Industry 4.0 for a few years. We have a lot of manufacturers are saying, listen, we want data from the equipment, but when asked, okay, exactly what do you want, they can't quite tell yet, or they're not sure. And we have OEMs who are saying, I'll give you anything you want if you can just tell me. And so we have a little bit of a stalemate. And so what's really exciting about this for us is that this is a very easy way for OEM equipment to be data ready, to have all the hooks, all the foundational pieces to be able to organize and contextualize data at the controller level and have that data egress the machine, whether it's for use on-prem or whether it's being pushed up to the cloud. We can do that via MQTT or OPC UA. And so now we've kind of broken through that stalemate. And so equipment can go out, and even if it doesn't have the exact data set that the customer might want 2 years from now, all the plumbing and all the foundation is there. And so now to go back and organize that data and get it when the equipment's already installed is a very easy task. It's much lower cost. And so it's really building this foundation of machines to eventually push data into the connected enterprise and deliver on the promise of Industry 4.0.
Thank you very much, Steve.
You're welcome.